Atiku Abubakar, the wife of the former vice president, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar Waziri Adamawa. The first thing I saw in him, this is a man I have never met before. I traveled. I was coming from Republic of Benin. And when I got to the border, that is the Idiroko border, I had some pieces of materials that were given to me by my aunt. So they said I should pay duty, and I told them I was a student. And he was the officer in charge at that time in Idiroko. So seeing how we were arguing, then he sent for me that I should come over. So when I went, he said, "Madam, what is the problem?" I told him, I had these pieces of cloth from my aunt, and when I got here, they said I should pay duty, and I don't have the money to pay. So he said, "Madam, you have to pay." I said, "I don't have." What actually caught my attention to him, he was the one in charge of Idiroko. But what this man did, I was really impressed. He brought out £2 of those days that he should go and pay the duty for me. And when they paid the duty, they brought back the change, and he gave me with the receipt. So looking at him, I see him as a man that has integrity. Because if it were somebody being in charge of the border, he has no oga above him, he would have said I should just take those things and go. But he brought out his money and paid, gave me the receipt and the change. So he's a man of integrity. So that was the first thing that attracted me to him. And I didn't even know that he has fled for me also, because as he was doing all this, he was taking note of my name and everything. And I found him in my house. At first, I was reluctant, but because, then it is difficult for a Yoruba person, to marry an Hausa, especially when my mother heard about it. She never liked it. But eventually, we started loving each other, and then we got married. The rest is story. The first thing that attracted me to him is integrity. My husband, just like what I told you, is a man of integrity. I will not be surprised that one day, he becomes a president of this country. Because even when he was in school, he was the student union leader. He was the vice president of Babashege Olusegun Obasanjo. And while they were in office, he was in charge of economy. Like all this ICPC, EFCC, even the due process, he introduced it. Even MTN, it was during that time that Atiku introduced all this. So when Atiku is being elected, he's going to do more, because he has the business acumen. He's a businessman. He's going to make so much impact because he has come this way before, and he's even still going to do better. The qualities that will help him to become the president of Nigeria, first of all, is a detribalized Nigeria. He's not a religious bigot. He's a lover of people. He wants people very close to him. He wants the unity of Nigeria. He wants to see people together. Atiku loves people. He always wants people to be around him, and he's always doing good to people. So that is the qualities in Atiku. That is why people love him. And he's a philanthropist. Atiku loves giving. He loves giving, and he gives without even thinking of, what he's giving. He wouldn't want the third person to know. That is why Nigerians love him. My husband wants to get Nigeria working again, because Nigeria has never been, disunited as we are today. And he wants to restructure Nigeria. He wants to eradicate poverty in Nigeria, and he wants the security of Nigeria. What I will say to the citizen of Nigeria is that Atiku is not corrupt, as he's been tagged. That is a corrupt man. Atiku is going to do well for Nigeria. He's an entrepreneur. Atiku is an educationist. Atiku has worked in public and private sectors before, so he knows all the gimmicks. He knows all the rules. He knows all the intrigues of public and private sectors, because he's a very big businessman, and he has conglomerate of businesses. So it is not going to be a new thing for Atiku if Atiku becomes the president of Nigeria. Instead of change, we are going to exchange.